Last video that I'm going to do, wearing the same gear, obviously, is the classic question: what is better, cardio first or weights first, or weights first or cardio first? Now, there's different ways of doing it. I've sort of researched it myself a little bit in terms of what's the fundamental findings. Really weirdly, some did do the weights first and cardio, and they proved that that was better, but they never did it the other way around, of cardio first and weights. So how did you come up with the prognosis of weights is better than cardio? It doesn't make any sense if you haven't tested it the other way. Now, that's done in other parts of the world that have done that. Again, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist in any shape or form, I'm just your bog standard PT who's trying to help others understand what it is that they're going through. Now, it depends. If you're going into the gym, you're going to do both, then it comes purely down to what's your main goal. Is it putting on weight through weights, or is it trying to build up your anaerobic and aerobic system through doing cardio first? Now, if it's your cardio, then yes, you do the cardio first, because in that more times you're going to be using more of your carbohydrate stores, okay, your glycogen and all that. And therefore, when it comes to doing your weights, you're obviously going to be fatigued because of what you've previously done. Flip reverse it the other way. If you're doing your weights first, you're doing your cardio at the end, it might just be as that little bit of a fat burner at the end because of what you've just done. Because again, it's not going to mean you're going to be losing fat. It's just you're resorting to your fat stores because your majority of your stores have already been used. Again, you probably won't put the greatest effort in because you've just exhausted yourself doing your weights, and therefore the cardio is just at the end, a bit of a cool down, warm down, raise the pulse, what have you. But again, it's not there to lose fat in terms of losing the shapes and sizes and all this. It's just that extra bit of energy that you're using. Okay. Fundamentally though, so that's if you're in a gym. If you're doing weights to get stronger and more powerful, then that's what you do first, then cardio. If it's the other way around, then you do cardio before weights. The other bit though is really when you're doing in the day and training twice, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Either way, whatever you do, you would need to make sure you've got sufficient amount of time for rest and therefore recuperation, whether you do weights first and then cardio or vice versa. This is where I'm going to be slightly controversial in terms of what my understanding and my knowledge is from what I've previously done. If you're doing weights first thing in the morning because your desire is to get a gym session before work, and that's what you're doing, fine. My bit is that bear in mind you've been fasting the night before. So you're going to be running, your efforts going in wouldn't be quite significant. Okay? Therefore, it might be considering, unless you have a meal first of some sort to give you the energy which you can then go into the gym after you digesting it and burning it off, then by all means do weights first. If you're not eating anything and there's no real thing in your system, then your energy levels are going to be down and your actual development going forward is going to be pretty limited because your energy stores aren't going to be as good. That's if you haven't eaten before because you've been fasting. Now, I flip it. My recommendation then is it doesn't really matter what your preference is. Are you trying to build strength or just do cardio, is trying to just get the old pulse going, burn some calories, work on your general fitness, then cardio will be better in the morning because you've been depleted in the night, and therefore, yes, you can start using your fat stores in the morning, albeit a couple hundred calories, 200-300 calories, because remember, again, when you're doing low intensity, although you burn 60% of it is fat, you've just done 200 calories, that's only about 120 calories of fat. You're not going to start going, oh God, I'm a whole size slimmer. The point is you're working on that in your energy system, and then you can use the time in the morning to really sort of push yourself, stretch yourself, and work on whatever it is that you're trying. As long as there is a gap between the two of sufficient rest, then my advice would be having your feed throughout the day, then post your cardio in the morning, because you've had that build up or bulking, whatever you want to call it, you've got your stores going in to build up throughout the day, which are gradually being burnt, you will have more energy, your more carbohydrates to work with that higher intensity workout in the gym, so you get more of the benefits for you. And then post the workout, you would then go on to whatever it is you're doing, have your protein, smash it down, eat your flipping chicken breast or chicken wings with your broccoli and a few sesame seeds, whatever it is. So in terms of cardio versus weights, there really isn't an exact science. there's no real science to say which one. It all comes down to what your preference is. It's a bit sitting on the fence, but that's my best way of understanding it to you guys, because it's one of those questions that people always ask, and that's my way of answering it.